Oh wait,
Go
hold
ahead,
on.
man.
What the fuck? Hold on. I got an error.
There we go.
I got an error. Let me see if it went online. I got an error real quick.
Oh
Yeah,
fuck.
we live. Okay. And we are live. Oh shit. Let's go offline. And we are live in DumpsterBoyz, episode 2. As always, I got my boy Jamal on the call. I got my brother Randy. Tyler couldn't be here today. He went back home for the holidays for President's Day to watch his family, see his family.
So,
And yeah, we're gonna get it going. I got a couple of topics that I want to talk about with you guys. Let me pull one up, man. How do you guys feel about the body positivity movement, man? If you guys don't know what that is, so the body positivity movement is basically like people that believe like they're healthy at any size. Like you could be 400 pounds, and it's usually just women because there's no body positivity movement for men, right? So it's usually just
that's
women.
for everybody. It's supposed to be for everybody.
It's a, but it's not. I said, how many men do you see? How many men do you see really pushing that body positivity movement, man? You don't see none, man. Come on, stop playing. So how do you feel about the movement in general? Whether it's for everybody or not? Damn, I don't know why oh shit, I know why it's lagging. Give me a second.
What's going on?
The charger's not. What? Hold it. The charger's not plugged up.
So plug in the charger then.
I am.
Alright, give me 1 second. I got you two right here. This is much better.
That's why.
Oh my goodness.
Throttling.
It's throttling?
Yeah. Like it's choppy and shit. Look at us, not even prepared.
I mean, that's your fault.
You right.
Here
100%.
you go.
So. Oh, wait. We did it the other way.
Bro.
I can with you, man.
Are you fucking retarded?
Hey, you can't say that word.
Scuffed podcast.
Oh my
You
god.
can say it. You just
Alright,
can't.
my fault. Anyway, but
It all
yeah.
depends on the context.
Wait, why'd you do that, man?
Why'd I do what? It sounds
Why'd you
better.
put it on the mic? It's coming.
It
This
sounds-
is a disaster already.
How?
Just put it right here because this is where the sound is coming from.
Bro, the sound is coming from there too, isn't it?
No.
You can make it
No.
though.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, that's fine.
Yo. So we good now. We good. Are we good?
My
Can you
fault.
hear me, Jamal?
Yeah, I hear you. You sound both fine.
Okay.
Alright, bet.
So anyway, so how do you feel about before this dumpster fire of a little started? How do you feel about the body positivity movement, man?
I mean, I don't really understand it. I don't know exactly what it is. I think from what I've read, it's be happy in your own body, love your body, which I'm all for. But I think there's a limit to that, right? Like,
Yeah. So what do you think is the limit? Like, okay, so we're gonna sound like we're gonna sound like some misogynists, man. We're gonna sound like some
no,
sexist.
it doesn't. We're not talking about
Nah, listen.
Nah,
sex.
because,
We're talking about
because
guys
this,
and girls.
Listen,
talking
bro.
about men and women.
Listen, bro.
this is
know
a this is a
exactly
majority.
what it is. I think from what I've read, it's be happy in your own body, love your body, which I'm all for. The Twitch.
The link max the Twitch. I got you.
Yeah.
Man. So yeah, so I'm
but
listening.
as I was saying before, I think it's like when I talk about that movement, I'm talking about guys and girls. I'm not talking about girls and guys.
No.
And specifically, but in general, I think yes, you should love yourself. You should love who you are. You should love your body, your mind, your soul, whatever, all that jazz, spiritually, physically.
Yeah.
You should love yourself. But what I'm saying what I mean by limit is like
Alright.
there's a physical health issue going on where if you're overweight, and I'm not talking about just like a slang term, you're obese. I'm talking about medically. If you're medically overweight, it's unhealthy. If you have obesity, it's unhealthy. Sure, love yourself, keep loving yourself, but because you love yourself, why not go to the gym?
So let
That
me.
doesn't mean don't go. That doesn't mean go to the gym. That doesn't mean stop eating healthy. That doesn't mean keep eating garbage. That means
Stop
you
eating
know
healthy.
take care of what you got. Take care of what you love yourself, right?
Yeah.
But apparently, some of these people in the movement say, "Nah, I shouldn't have to do that because I love myself." I guess I have no
No.
fucking.
So let
idea.
me piggyback on that. So I feel like this love yourself movement is pretty much like bullshit when it comes to those terms. Like when people are saying, "Oh, yeah, I don't need to go to the gym because I love myself." This and that. First of all, that is the most retarded thing. I mean, I'm sorry. That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my life. Because one, if you are medically overweight, that means that your body is not in a good state. And if you love yourself, you're not
Right.
gonna put yourself in that position. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna keep yourself in a bad position with your body. Because if you really love your body, you do what's best for it, right? When you love something, you do what's best for it, right?
Okay, so all right, so hold on, just to not really piggyback, but like to kind of counter what Randy's talking about. Uh, so I see the medically thing. Right? It's a difference. So for me, it's a difference, right? So the medically thing is, for me, is if you're medically overweight, it's because you have a condition where you can't lose weight, type stuff, right? So you can't lose weight because you have a condition like thyroid problems, whatever, and or you have some kind of genetic problem, genetic disease where you can't really lose weight, or you're physically unable to go to the gym or whatever. So that's how I look at it, like medically overweight. Not medically overweight, because medically overweight, the term is you're overweight, right? But if you medically can't because of some doctor,
If you can't go to the gym,
if you can't go to the gym,
the doctor says you shouldn't work out.
Yeah, or
because
you can't physically lose the weight because of some condition you got, then I can understand that. But now when you're talking about the whole thing I'm talking about when it comes to this movement is the people that are talking about they're 300, 400 pounds, and when you tell them they're unhealthy, then they're talking about, oh, you're body shaming me. Oh, I'm perfectly fine. Like I've seen a bunch of videos of like feminists. Yo, what up, Halsey? What's up with you? I've seen a bunch of females, you know what I'm saying, basically just say, because it's mostly a female thing, because nobody ever cares about men. If a man is fat, everybody's going to call a man fat. But when you're talking about a female, it's like, oh my God, why are you calling me fat? It's not like nobody's calling you fat, but in reality, you're fat. Like, there's no getting around the fact that you need to lose weight. And then when you tell them that, they're like, well, I'm healthy and I'm positive and I love my body. And it's like, okay, you love your body, but like, you might have a heart attack tomorrow. Your knees don't work. It's like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example, right? Let's talk about the biggest craze right now in the media, right? Lizzo, right? People are like blowing up Lizzo, saying she's beautiful. She's like the next best thing. She's amazing. Lizzo is that artist. I don't even know.
The one that made that one song. It was like.
Yeah, I only know her about one song, and I don't even know the song.
You could have had a bad bitch or something like that. I don't know any other part of the song. The only reason I know that part of the song is because Gucci was dancing to that shit.
Yeah, so she got a song. She's popular right now. She won a Grammy for. I guess she won a Grammy for being fat.
Oh damn!
Because that's what I look at.
I have a picture of her on here. Yeah.
Hey, let me pull up Lizzo real quick. Let me pull up Lizzo, man. I'm gonna pull up Lizzo. Hold on, because I don't.
Okay, so what's the issue? What's the issue with Lizzo?
Oops. She's fat, and people are like saying like slay queen, like love your body, like look at this. She's disgusting. She's nasty. This is not. This is not like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not healthy. So, so like the whole thing is like, if you're at that point. But the thing is, like, a lot of people excuse her. Like, they say, you should just love your body, love yourself, love being healthy. Like, love the way that you are, because that's just the way that God made you. But, okay, even if that's the circumstance, there's a lot of people that, like, overcome their problems. Like, Randy's laughing, but this shit ain't funny. You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
Lizzo's fucking disgusting. And you got a lot of people, like, now you got like fat cover models. You seen that shit?
All right,
where they putting these, these overweight women on the cover of magazines talking about, oh, you're healthy and what you call that? They're promoting
let Randy say. Let Randy say.
Hold on. I got one last thing. They're promoting granny panties. That's all I'm gonna say.
This man.
They're promoting granny panties. Am I wrong? Go ahead, Randy. Say your point.
So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Gilbert definitely is going a little ham. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But hey, listen. So the thing with me is that there's plenty of people out there that they like bigger women. I get it. Some people
that
like some
woman
they
ain't
don't
big bone, Eladio.
Go ahead. There's some men that like women with a little meat on them. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. That's good and everything. But and like if you're a little bit overweight, don't get me wrong. It's you can still love yourself. I feel like, you know what I'm saying. As long as you're not letting it get to the point of Lizzo.
Hey, look, listen. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. Okay. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with being big. If you're big, whatever. If you got you got a medical condition, whatever. But my problem with the whole movement is deluding yourself into thinking you're healthy, even if you're fucking 500 pounds and your knees can't even you ain't got no cartilage in your knees and you can't walk.
Well, listen.
Like, that's my point.
My biggest thing with it is just that I don't feel like women should be promoting unhealthy lifestyles or unhealthy like things
like what?
Like being as big as somebody, you know, for example, Lizzo.
Man, look, I haven't laughed the whole time. Like, I'm just stating facts. And
she's fucking huge. Like,
I mean, look, listen. Okay, we're gonna use her as an example. First of all, we don't know shit about her.
Yeah, we don't know nothing about her, but a lot of people are.
We just know that.
But a lot of people are defending the fact that she's fat. They're acting like she's healthy, bro. That's my.
Okay. There's a difference between, I think, fat and healthy. I think if you're bigger and if you're big because you're fat, there's two different things. I think there's fat and then there's obese, and there are fat people in the world. Are they obese? No. Some people like to have a hamburger once in a while. You know what I mean?
Three or four, 5 an hour.
I think obese is you have physical health issues. Like, I that's what I think.
So what do you think about those people that say, yo, enough is enough. I'm 400 pounds. I can't walk. And they lose 100, 200 pounds in a year. What do you think about those people?
The people who lose the weight?
Yeah, the people who lose the weight. Yo, Jamal, homeboy say, my homeboy Eladio say you don't know the meaning of obese.
Where do you see this? Your chat? Is that on your chat?
That's on the Facebook chat. That's on the Facebook chat, not on the Twitch chat.
So here's the thing.
Yo, I haven't even looked at the YouTube chat actually.
I got the Twitch chat open.
I know you got the Twitch. Let me see. Let me look at the. I gotta switch channels. Hold on.
All right, so let's move on to a different topic real quick before I start just sitting here dying of laughter. So, I got a question. I got a question for you, Jamal.
What's up?
How do you feel about, like, all right, so you know the whole coronavirus thing and everything is going on,
right?
And there are a lot of people saying that coronavirus might be engineered virus by humans. Like,
so it came out today. That shit actually, I was reading earlier today. That shit actually came from a lab. But look, man,
that's what I'm saying.
I ain't got.
That's a stretch. I would need to see like paperwork and like documents and shit like that to know if that's true or not.
I ain't got shit against the Chinese, but look, I'm gonna say that the Chinese deserve this shit.
What the fuck?
You know why I say they deserve it? Because they shouldn't be eating no motherfucking bats. Like, there's just some animals they don't even look appealing to eat. Like, why the fuck?
So you're saying Chinese people eat bats? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they eat bats.
That's what they claim that the virus.
There's a meme, and I haven't found it yet. Like, there's a meme out there. I haven't been able to find it again, which is basically like, all right, so you know the meme where it's like the dude is pointing out like at a butterfly, and it usually have letters on the meme, and then the dude has some letters on himself, and it'll say like on him is this whatever, and then the butterfly say something else. They have a meme with that same format, which is like the dude is Chinese, and he says, "Is this food?" And then the next screen is him eating the butterfly. The Chinese will eat everything and anything. That's fucked up.
I feel like that's. I don't think it's just the Chinese. I think it's most of like that part of Asia.
It's not that part of Asia. You ever notice that all the last couple of pandemics that came out? Now I wouldn't say pandemic, but epidemics, because this is the one. This is the one that's turning into a pandemic. There hasn't been a large
pandemic in a very long time.
This one, no, this is shaping out to be a pandemic right now, but it's not yet. But it's shaping out to be. But the last couple of epidemics that came out in the world came from China. Why? Because China was doing some crazy shit.
Well, I mean, they do have the highest population of people, and then they're also pretty close to each other. So of course, viruses are gonna spread pretty fast in places like China compared to, like, let's say places like Sweden.
That's true.
You know, but
yeah. So see, all right. So somebody pointed out in the comments, right? My homeboy Willis, he said other cultures, they find foods, animals that Americans won't eat. And then my homeboy Eladio was like, the Chinese eat everything, and they eat it alive. You ever seen that video of the Chinese people eating the rat? the dude took.
But is that like a poor part of the country? Or
it doesn't matter if it's poor. You ain't got.
People are not going to the supermarket and buying fucking rat, bro.
Okay, but that's my whole point. Is I don't care if you eat rat, but the rat was alive. They were eating live rats. You think that's normal?
I think that's an extreme.
I
think that's an extreme circumstance.
Yo, I've seen plenty of videos. There was one video I saw of this Chinese girl eating a live snail, a big ass snail, live snail.
Well, I mean, French eat live snails, so.
Huh?
I said the French eat live snails.
They eat live snails, but them shits are probably like vetted. They're probably grown in the lab.
Yo,
no, hold on. Because the Chinese probably go out into the forest and go find some food.
Okay, that's what, bro. But you gotta understand, bro.
Right, but we're in part of the country because we do that too. We do that in like the Midwest. We go hunting. Joe Rogan on his podcast, he loves elk and bison and all that.
But what's wrong with elk? But it's cooked though, right?
Right, but that's you can't take. Look, if everybody from outside the United States watched fucking what's that fucking dumbass show? In my opinion, it's a stupid ass fucking show. The guys who made the duck calls, the fucking quack shit.
I don't know. Wait,
you know what I'm talking about? It's like a famous show about like these hunter guys from like the backwoods where they hunt ducks and shit.
Oh, you talking about Duck Dynasty?
Duck Dynasty. If everybody watched that show outside of the U.S., they would be like, yo, everybody in the U.S. fucking shoots ducks and eats ducks.
That is true. He does.
Yo, but ducks, you watch that.
But ducks are delicious,
somebody was eating rat and they so happened to be Chinese.
True. That is true.
Now you think all Chinese people eat rat? That's not how it goes. I have to agree with
him on that one.
I'm not saying all Chinese people, but there's certain animals that I think
it's not gonna be on the fucking McDonald's menu in China, bro. Rat nuggets. Rat nuggets for $2. You get a side of fucking sweet potato fries or something.
Sweet potato fries.
No, but we definitely digress. So hold on, we definitely digress. So back to the virus though. So the thing with the virus is that like a lot of people believe it's engineered, and like a lot of people believe it's population control and this and that. But like the thing with me is that I was into it. Like I was interested by what these people were saying up until like people started saying it like more often. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, it's population control. It's like I feel like there are definitely more effective ways. So you think somebody in
China, you think or the government in China leaked out or spread this virus?
This is what people believe.
No.
I don't believe that it was leaked on purpose.
I'm not going that far, right? So Randy's talking about exactly, it wasn't on purpose. So wherever he was going, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't on purpose, but where the virus originally spread, there's like a lab about 100 meters or 200 meters from the area or whatever. So it might have been like a leak, and then they blamed it on the food. Maybe bats don't have that, but there's a lot of conflicting arguments that are coming out in regards to that situation.
So the thing with me, listen. So let me finish my sentence. My fault, because Gilbert had cut me off. So like I believe that the virus is definitely possibly engineered, and the reason I believe it was engineered is because like governments do stuff like that. Governments tend to work on things for different types of weapons, biological weapons, and then all this other stuff and whatnot. I don't think that they meant to let it out on their own people. And like we're talking about China here, bro. The same people that are throwing people in Hong Kong off of roofs. If they wanted to do population control, I don't think that a virus that they could have also gotten infected with was their best bet.
Hold on. All right, so you got that point. I just gotta answer to Eladio. So you think they came from the I know you're talking about the Mongolians.
Mongolians?
No, the Mongolians.
Oh, what are Mongolians?
It's an animal. It's got like scales. You never seen a Mongolian?
No, I've never seen a Mongolian before.
I think he misspelled the Mongolians.
Mongolians.
I thought he misspelled Mongolians.
A Mongolian's an animal, dog. That's a Mongolian, bro.
Okay.
Look, I'm gonna put it on the podcast. That's a Mongolian. He's talking about this.
I've never seen that before.
They're saying that too. They're saying that it might have came from those. There's a lot of things. They're saying it came from snakes. They're saying it came from bats. They're saying it came from Mongolians. That's a Mongolian. Or no, he misspelled it. He meant to say pangolins. That's what they're called. He's talking about not Mongolians.
Now here's my biggest issue. Here's my biggest issue with this virus right now.
No, he misspelled.
Wait, turn the audio off.
What do I hear?
So now here's my biggest issue. So like I was saying, here's my biggest issue with this virus is that in order for that to have happened, like so the virus.
A lot of people are saying that, but go ahead. Randy,
the virus had started in it had started in Saudi Arabia actually. Like that's what the first it was like the first time it ever.
You talking about coronavirus?
Yeah, coronavirus.
There's different strains of it.
I know. I get it. But I'm saying it's like. I know that there's different strains, but it's like there's different strains of Ebola too. But Ebola stayed in Africa. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Ebola kind of eradicated itself, though. By the way.
Yeah, I know.
It's not gone. It's still there.
No. But there. I'm saying like it mutated and it's like it killed itself. Like, it's weird.
Yeah. The way that So that like that's the thing with certain viruses. Like but the reason that I don't believe that it was like. Sent out for population control is because, like I said, bro, it's China, bro. If they really wanted to do population control, I'm pretty sure they'd just be lining people up and throwing them. Yeah, they don't. They
wouldn't do that. That's inhumane. They would like.
That's inhumane, but they're
already doing it in Hong Kong, though. Say that again. They were already doing that in Hong Kong. They were shooting.
Doing what? Doing what?
They were killing people in Hong Kong for protesting.
Right, that's for protesting. They're not saying, "Yo, we don't have enough room." Sorry, and starting blasting everybody.
I mean, they can do that. They can do that, and they won't. Hey, bro, so you're telling me that as long as they're protesting, it's okay to throw them off the roof? But it's inhumane. It's inhumane if you do it because we don't have space.
Either. I'm just saying I don't think.
I feel like if you can throw somebody off a roof, for one reason, you can throw them off a roof for another reason. Like
for any reason. I mean, come on, you're talking about. All right, so imagine take that on the U.S. level, right? So imagine Trump tomorrow just decided the pussy hat marchers they're all gonna die, and he just sent F-15s to fucking start raining down, and some predator drones to start raining down in the parade. Like, come on, bro. Or he sent the National Guard just to start throwing people off roofs. Come on.
Yeah, facts.
That's some dictator level shit, but that's what they're doing in China because they don't want to give these people their freedom, right?
Yeah.
So they're throwing people off roofs in China.
Not just that, they're shooting people. You know how many protesters died in China?
Yeah, they're killing college students too, and then they're saying it's they're basically trying to make it seem like it's accidents and whatnot.
Hold on, no, go ahead, keep talking. I'll read the comment.
Yeah, I get it. I understand if it was engineered in a lab, there'd be a cure and everything. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like there is so many better ways of just controlling the population. It's China, for fuck's sake. It's the same. This is the same China that has tabs on people and gives people a universal credit score to tell you whether or not they're a good person or not. China literally keeps tabs on all that people. So if they really wanted to, they could be like, yo, listen, every single male here. Has to get castrated because we say so.
Yo, I'm gonna go full conspiracy theorist, right? You know, most of the people that been blowing the whistle on the coronavirus and stuff like that. You know, most of them have disappeared, right, or died.
What do you mean blowing the whistle on the coronavirus?
Saying the facts, they're reporting from the streets of Wuhan, or saying the Chinese government is lying to you. There's more than 60,000 because at this point it's 60,000 cases, right? There's more than 60,000 cases. The Chinese government is lying to you. This is what's going on. The hospitals are not safe. Hold on. What sanitary and safe medical facility have you ever heard of being built in 5 days? China built 4 hospitals in 10 days. 4 days. It's almost
Why?
as if they knew this was coming.
It's not hard to do that when it's an emergency and you get the people to do
Nah,
it.
but okay, but is the hospital gonna be sanitary? And
I'm
I'ma
sure
tell-
they have
and I'ma
army.
be-
I'm sure they have military reservists over in China also
And I'm gonna be honest with you.
that are like ready to go and to make a hospital. You know, emergency services and stuff like that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that they have a lot of these viruses, a lot of these diseases that we have and stuff like that, shit that spreads. There's fucking cures for it. You know why we don't? You know why the cures never get put out? There's no money to be made in a cure. How much money can I make off of you if I can cure your cancer today? But how much?
All right,
money,
now you're getting into something else.
It's
Now you're getting
conspiratorial.
into,
So no, it's just an example, right? But
now
how
you get
mu-
into
But how much money can I make off of you if I can keep getting you to come back for treatment when you might live or might die?
that is 100% true. Yes, I agree that there are certain diseases or certain illnesses out there that are curable that the health industry are treating instead of curing because it's more money in the treating
more
instead
profitable.
of curing. Yes, but I don't think the coronavirus is part of that.
What's
The Chinese
Twitch
are
shit?
snakes. I don't know.
YouTube
And they
shit?
eat snakes too.
I mean, bro, nah, you can't even say that's just Chinese.
You're trying to get
Mexicans,
banned. Oh my god.
Mexicans eat snakes too.
Hey, I'm trying to go for that Article 15.
I'm pretty sure Mexicans and Africans and other South Americans also eat snakes.
No. But I know I'm just fucking around, man. It was a joke. But like
Okay.
my whole point is that the Chinese, like in my opinion, the Chinese government is not to be trusted on any kind of fucking level. So whatever they say, you don't fucking trust anything they fucking say. I'd rather
Let me
trust the
piggyback
people that
on
are
that.
randomly going out or reporting the news about what's actually going on in China than the official statements by the Chinese government. But yo, let's switch the topic,
hold on.
man.
Let me
Because I'm
piggyback
not a
on that real
conspiracy.
quick.
I'm not no Alex Jones motherfucker either.
Let me piggyback on that real quick and say that I don't feel like any government is to be trusted. Period.
Bro, there's governments that I'd rather trust over other governments. Like I don't
Or
trust
you
the
could
U.S.
just-
government either. For whatever it's worth. But I infinitely trust the U.S. government more than I would trust the fucking Chinese government. That's 100% fact. It's like saying, shit, would you rather trust North Korea? Oh, all right, so I'll give you 2 countries. Would you rather trust North Korea or Venezuela? Shit, I'd take Venezuela over North Korea, to be honest.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm definitely not taking fucking what's it called on that one.
Yo, Angel,
taking
I
Venezuela.
100% agree with that too, because
With what?
before we change the topic, right? That's exactly what happened. So in Hong Kong, when the shit was getting hot, all of a sudden now we got this coronavirus. And what's going on in Hong Kong? The streets are empty.
Yeah, no, that's
The streets
facts.
are empty. Now there's no more protests. But now a bunch of their people are dying. But I don't think the Chinese government cares, man. But let's switch. I know you don't really watch UFC, and you should have watched the last one, Jamal, last weekend. I think you would have enjoyed it, man.
Who
But
fought?
John
George
Jones,
St. Pierre?
no, it was no.
He said George St. Pierre.
GSP hasn't fought in like 5 years, man. Come on, stop.
That's my
playing.
boy, though, bro.
But no, honestly, okay. So John Jones fought this guy. What's his name? Reyes.
Dominic Reyes. I think.
Dominic Reyes, right? And it was like a controversy, man. Like if you watch the fight, Randy didn't see it either. We're gonna keep this topic short because y'all didn't really see the fights and stuff. But I honestly think that Dominic Reyes won the fight, man. This is a controversy, but it's not whether you think Dominic Reyes won or John Jones won. Some people saw it went one way, some people saw it went the other way. The controversy was that there was 2 judges that gave John Jones 4 rounds when John Jones clearly lost the first 2. 100% lost the first 2 rounds. And so, like, you know how people always say, like, you got to beat the champ to beat the champ and stuff like that? I don't fucking agree with that, man. You don't always have to knock somebody out to beat them up, man. Like, if you win the fight, you clearly won 1 through 3, and it's 5 rounds. You can't give this shit to the champ, man. Like, that's retarded. But Jones hasn't looked good in his last couple of fights, man. So
I feel like I'm telling you right now, bro. I don't think that if they get a rematch, I don't think John Jones is winning it.
no, I'm telling you, bro. For somebody, honestly, in my opinion, for somebody to beat John Jones, it'll have to be a knockout, man. 100%.
I
He has to get knocked out. There's no way. There's no other way. What other way would you explain him? Like, how other way would you beat him when the judge is always going to give him the decision? Unless he gets dominated by for 5 rounds, completely dominated, like how, what's his man's name did to JDS, the Mexican fighter Brown Pride. I can't remember his name right now.
You got me lost here.
Kane.
Velasquez?
Oh
yeah.
When Velasquez, when he bodied him for 5 rounds, he bodied him for 5 rounds.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then at that point you can't say, oh well, we're gonna give the fight to the other fighter. But if it looks like it's close, they're always gonna give it to the champion. But I got another one for that ass though. Okay, so Jamal, since you still live in New York, we don't live in New York. No, are you sure it was one judge? Because I'm pretty sure 2 judges, Raf, gave him 4 rounds. Pretty sure it was 2 judges, not 1.
He said not.
But all right, so since you still live in New York, Jamal, how you feel about that New York City bail reform law? I know you're a white guy, so that shit would never apply to you.
Sorry. Say what? Say what?
The what reform law?
The New York City bail reform law.
What is that?
Bail reform law?
Yeah, bail reform.
Bail reform.
Bail?
Yeah.
Like posting bail?
Yeah, the bail reform law. Yo, let me look it up. Hold on. Before we go on to the next topic. John Jones scorecard.
I think we should just let it go, to be honest with you.
No, I just want to look it up real quick. Scorecard against Dominic Reyes.
Where's Max at?
Alright, I need to see the scorecard.
It prevents judges from imposing
so
bail for low-level offenses.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'm pulling up the scores real quick. So we got one judge gave him 3 rounds. Okay. One judge gave him 3 rounds. Okay. So yeah, it was actually just one judge. So it was iffy. So maybe I was wrong, but that was the controversy over one judge giving him. What's up, Sagara? What you got, man? But yeah, so how do you feel about that, Jamal?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, I like the bail reform. You know what it does, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell me what you think it does.
Okay, so
just so we're on the same page.
Yeah. So it basically lets criminals. Okay, so if you committed what's considered a non-violent crime or a low-level violent crime,
like weed in your pocket.
Okay, but not just weed in your pocket. So I'm gonna tell you why it's wrong, right?
I mean, what are some low-level offenses that people go to?
So the law on paper sounds good.
Getting drunk and fighting in public
sounds good.
Yeah.
The law on paper sounds good, but
you know you make stupid mistakes sometimes. And you don't want a record or something crazy.
But that doesn't mean you're not going to get a record. That just means you don't have to post bail.
That just means you don't have to post bail. Yeah.
Right.
That means you can go home and come back to.
Yeah, you got to come back to your trial date. Right.
I mean, bail it sucks. I guess you have to pay to not be in jail while you wait for a trial. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So here's what that's done. So
if it's a low-level offense, such as fighting in public or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a couple of friends who did that, and they don't want to fight, but they get drunk sometimes.
Yeah. So the law came into effect on January 1st, right? And ever since the law came into effect, crime in New York has risen about 17%, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. It might have been a low number.
Now, is it because of that law? Or is it because
it is because of that law. So majority, I would say about 80% of the people that were released on that law became repeat offenders while waiting for their trial. So there was a woman that was literally so she was arrested for attacking some Jewish people on like New Year's or something like that. Like she attacked Jewish people. It was a hate crime. She got let go. They let her go.
That's not a low-level offense. Hate crime.
It's not. But you have to prove that it's a hate crime, right? That's something you have to argue in the court. They can just say she was just attacking people, right?
All right.
When she got released, literally the same day she got released, she went back and attacked 3 other Jewish women. At that point, they're like, okay, that's a hate crime. So that's how they got her. But they released her, and when they released her, she went back and committed the same crime. Another guy robbed a bank, right?
That is not a fucking low-level offense.
That's not a low-level offense, right? That is not. But he got released under that law. He robbed a bank, and the day he got released, guess what he went to do?
Rob another bank?
Rob another bank.
What the fuck? Who the fuck does that after they get caught? Yo, I got caught. My stars are gone. I'm going back. No more stars. I'm out.
My GTA stars are going. So
you got caught, you respawn in the hospital, and you just rob another bank? Like, what the fuck?
Exactly what he did.
This shit is retarded. Hold on. Let me see. Guy robs bank? No way that's true.
Okay, Angel, I understand. That's a little excessive, paying $1,120 for, for driving with a suspended license. That's actually kind of insane. Now, and that is a low-level offense crime, whatever. They can release you, whatever, without having to post bail. But do you think that a person that goes and robs a bank should be out? That's not a terrible. They're not terrible examples. I'm giving you examples of things that have actually happened in New York. They got released on that law. It's on that law. Nah, that's not no fake news, man. Y'all not. These mans are arguing me in the comments. No, not legit.
Nah, it's true. It's true. I saw the article. It's true. He's right.
Yeah.
Some guy robbed the bank like fucking a lot of times.
He came out. He came out of jail. He got let off. He got let off on the gun reform law. There was the other one. Which one was it? Drunk driver, right? Drunk driver hit somebody. I don't know if in the initial assault, whatever, he hit somebody or whatever. He might have hit a car. I don't remember the exact details.
Okay, it's a new law, bro.
I know, it is a new law. It just came out in January. But a lot of these people don't know that. He got released. And guess what he did? He killed a 27-year-old drunk driving.
It's not a law. It's just a reform.
But it's a law. It's a law in New York City.
So the reform, it needs to be, I guess, some reformed. I guess it needs more than just, if you have a low-level crime.
But you know what's crazy?
Need to pay bail. They need something else. They need to improve upon it.
So you know what's crazy? Because lawmakers in New York are actually talking about. They want to take that shit back because they're like, oh my god, like crime is rising in New York.
Because if the statistics show crime is rising because of that, people are taking advantage.
They want to take it back.
Then I guess you're definitely gonna need some type of fix because right now people see it and they can take advantage. And you know what? It's not the criminals taking advantage. Well, yes, it is obviously, but.
Well, no, because criminal.
Think about it. It's the defendants. The defendants, I think they're called.
Yeah, the defendants. Yeah,
defend the people.
No, you're talking. Yeah,
they know they're like, yo, bro. They just knew. Don't worry, I know you fucking murdered 19 people. Bro, is this new reform out? Yeah, I got you. We out of here. We're gonna go to.
No, but it's not necessarily the criminals taking. I don't see it as like they taking advantage of the law. It's the law working against the people because You think a criminal that commits a crime cares about the law? Hell no. You go kill somebody. You already know killing is illegal. Murdering somebody is illegal. You didn't care. You killed somebody anyways. But if they're letting you out again for you to kill more people, of course you're going to do it. You know. Hold on.
I'll be right back. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Oh my God. What a terrible person, Randy. So now we got to... This man Jamal left, man. He's argumentative, man. Just been on the switch,
we've been talking about topics that I don't really know much about, so I'm not gonna put in my 2 cents.
Tell me about that question you had. You said you had a couple questions to ask for the podcast.
So another question would be, what do you think? What do you think a proper punishment would be for somebody like Cardi B? Basically, how Cardi B went and she said that she went out and said that she had drugged men and robbed them and everything, and then she got her movie and all that other shit.
Yeah.
I know we talked a little bit about this last week, but I want to get a little bit more in depth to it because I feel like honestly, Cardi B probably should have been punished severely for coming out and admitting that. Now I don't
Cardi
know.
B's new album is lit, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking around. So what happened with Cardi B?
No. So yeah, explain to this man.
So basically, what I'm saying is that so you know how Cardi B came out and then she said that she raped or not raped, but she drugged and robbed a lot of men, this and that. I want to know what you guys think like a proper punishment for that would be. Like, what do you think? What do you think she should have been punished with, since she wasn't punished with anything?
So okay, my opinion. Honestly, man, I don't know, man. Like, so here's the reason I'm gonna say I don't know. It's because that was never proven against her. No man ever came forward and said, "Yeah, Cardi drugged me."
I mean,
right? So there's no actual victims.
So think about it like this: which man is gonna come up and be like, "Yeah, yo, she drugged me," and
no, but you're talking hypotheticals, right? You're talking hypotheticals, right? We're talking about the truth, right? Yeah. So if you say you committed a crime, right? You say you committed a crime, okay, but the crime cannot be proven. Okay. That was committed, right? Because she's saying she committed crimes against other people. She's saying she committed crimes against other people.
That's facts, Angel. That's facts.
But no other person ever came forward and said, Cardi B committed this crime against me. So how do you prosecute somebody that's never been formally accused of something? You can't.
Okay, you're right. Nah, so
you can't do that.
So, all right, so you're telling me that I can pull up, right? Let's say, all right, Jamal, I pull up to your crib, I murder you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody can find you. Not saying that nobody cares about you.
Just get on with the point, right?
Yeah, nobody find. But I'm over here talking about how I murdered you. But you can't come up to tell people that I murdered you and they're not.
So here's the thing. So now, if you're claiming you murdered somebody, right? Well, now people are gonna look into that, like, oh wait, hold on, is this person still alive?
Why didn't they look
so if Jamal is dead, all of a sudden, oh, now you got an investigation on you. But we're talking about drugs, right? Let's say you smoke weed or whatever, or somebody made you smoke weed, they forced you to smoke weed or whatever, and they come forward and say, yeah, they made you smoke weed, but then they go and test you for weed, but you come up clean. How can they prove that? You can't prove that.
No, all right. So
Raf, I mean, she could have been lying, but I don't think she was lying.
Even if she is lying,
but nobody ever came forward and actually, because men got this pride, like they're not gonna say, "Oh yeah, I was taken advantage of by this rapper or this, Cardi B or this stripper or whatever." Because at the time she was a stripper when she was doing that, so I don't think she would come forward and say.
So listen, let me tell you like this, basically. It's like this, bro. So Cardi B, regardless of whether or not that she did it, even the fact that she just sat there and said that she had to do what she had to do, this and that, she's basically promoting. She's basically promoting, like, doing stuff like that, and then like she got like very little backlash very little backlash too. It's like I feel like there should have been something done.
Oh, okay. So on the backlash thing. On the backlash thing, I agree with you in the sense of she basically got very little backlash, right?
Yeah.
She should have been canceled like a man would have, right? Yeah. Because if you're claiming that stuff, then you should have been canceled.
Cancel?
Yeah, canceled. Do you know what cancel culture is, right?
I don't think. Explain it to me real quick.
Cancel culture?
I might know. Yeah, I might know.
It's like basically, all right. So like right now, for example, they're trying to. Let me give you an example. Right, they're trying to cancel. What's his name?
When people protest, people being in movies and shit.
Yeah, or like just being
famous,
stuff like that.
Yeah. I know what that is. Okay. Well, Cardi B and her admitting to drugging people. I think she should be held accountable for her actions, just like any other person who says that publicly. I think she should be held accountable and maybe more when people protest than others.
Or like just
of the way she said it and because of her status. Because I think if you don't hold people accountable who admit to drugging people and robbing them, especially celebrities, they're gonna be you're creating an environment for people to saying that it's okay to do those things, and it's absolutely not. Obviously
it's not okay.
Drug people and rob them.
All right,
so I think, especially for people who hold influence, they should be held responsible and maybe a bit more harshly to,
So let me.
instead of 5 years, give them 5 years and also make them go around the country saying what they did, why would they, and why are they wrong for doing it.
So let me play devil's advocate on this one, right? You remember what happened to Rick Ross when in the song? He didn't say it. He didn't say he's never.
drink,
Nobody's ever came
Yeah,
forward.
but rappers like say a lot of shit.
No, I'm saying. But here's the example. I'm playing devil's advocate, right? Rick Ross came out in a song. It was just a song lyric, right? No one ever came forward and said Rick Ross did any of the shit that he claimed. But basically he said, I slipped a Molly in her drink and she ain't even know it, right? Basically say he drugged her and then he said he took her home and took advantage of that. Some shit like that. I don't remember the lyrics exactly. He got canceled for that. He lost his Reebok deal. A lot of people started shaming him. Like he lost a bunch of shit. Like he got canceled. But then Cardi B does the same and people were praising her. So do you think that that's right? That that's correct? That went on ahead and happened? Like they...
Okay, yeah, here it is right here.
What you got?
She said, Rick Ross said in his UOENO lyrics.
Yeah, UNENO.
Put a Molly, this is Rick Ross quotes. Put a Molly in her champagne. She didn't even know it. I took her home and then I enjoyed that. She didn't even know it. All right, yeah. So, regardless if he did that or not, holy fuck, I don't think.
Okay, but Cardi B did the same thing though. I mean, because all right. So what I'm saying is, no one ever came forward and accused Rick Ross of ever having done that, right? No one ever came forward and accused Cardi B of ever having done that either. Mm-hmm. But she claimed that she drugged men and took advantage of them and stole their money.
She say that in a music video, or
no?
Did she
said that on her Instagram live. Like she was live streaming, just talking.
So
I 100% agree with you, Angel.
So should I think the same thing that happened to Rick Ross, the same repercussions that happened to Rick Ross, should I think they happened to Cardi B? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, not saying go to jail because you can't prove there's an actual victim.
Right. No, I didn't say anything. I think whatever happened to Rick Ross, whatever negative outcome or consequence that happened to Rick Ross for saying those things, yes, it should happen to Cardi B. Absolutely.
Yeah. So how do you feel about
and I mean, what's going on with her now? Is she canceled? Is she?
Hell no.
Is she chilling?
She's chilling, man. She got celebrated for that. People were actually defending her for it.
Why?
No,
because you got to do what you got to do.
Angel,
to survive,
I 100% agree. Like, men are always gonna see, and it was a conversation that we had last week. You remember when we talked about last week how about like society views men as like the protectors, and then they view women as like not less or like weaker, but like society as a whole, like men have to defend women. So it always comes down to that. That's why women get like lesser punishment than men do in society for committing the same crimes, because it's not just even about that. Like, that women on average get way less. Their sentences are way less harsh.
Wait. Let's pass this. We passed this.
Yeah. No. But just the example, right?
Right.
Women on average, their sentences are less harsh than a men's sentences for the same crime, and it's because, again, we as a society we view it as we got to protect women. So, where you going, man?
I ain't going nowhere. Relax.
You in your kitchen doing your dishes?
Just grabbing some water.
But yeah, it is a double standard, Raf. I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, it's just, I don't think that's ever gonna change, especially now, like where society's going, like as a whole. I think it's gonna get, I don't know. I don't want to say like a lot worse, because I don't think society's bad. I think there's a lot of things I agree with, like when it comes to the movement, where I think men are being made more aware of a lot of the things that they do that are wrong. But then I think that there's definitely some things that like are being taken overboard. Like, shit, I don't know. Like, for example, the believe all women stuff. Like, no matter what, like if your woman claims anything, like you just gotta believe what she claims because women are always victims. Like, that's not the case. But then it's like how we talked about last week with the Amber Heard case and the Johnny Depp case, right?
Yeah.
She literally said on a recording, but she didn't know she was being recorded.
No one's gonna believe.
No one's gonna believe you if you come forward and say that I've been abusing you.
I mean, yeah. Each species has their own fucking little, advantages and disadvantages.
I wish I was a female Black Widow.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You know what?
You know a female Black Widow?
Yeah.
Why?
You know what they call Black Widows?
I don't know what the fuck a Black Widow is.
It's the spiders that got the hourglass on the back. They're black.
Oh, you wish you were a spider. I thought you were wanting to be a black woman who lost her husband. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
A female Black Widow spider. You know what?
I'm like, why do you want to be somebody who had a husband that died? What the fuck?
You know why?
Why?
You know what female Black Widows do?
They eat their.
Do you know what they're called? Black Widows?
No, I don't. I'm not.
They kill their husbands after they procreate, bro.
Well, after their husbands are married.
Well, they're mates.
I don't think they get married. So.
Well, you know what mates. I mean. After they mate, they kill their partner. And the male Black Widows are actually really small and they're white. That's not funny.
You're trying to get banned.
No. That's like, oh my god. I feel, hold on. Male Black Widow.
I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you.
But I don't even know why Randy's laughing. They're legit small. Like, they're smaller than the females. Those are females. Those are all females. That's a male Black Widow. If you look at the male Black Widows, they're fucking scrawny, dude. Like, I put it on the stream, bro. It should pop up in your
it looks like spiders are ahead of the curve, bro.
Like, that's a male Black
Widow.
They
evolved to make their males weak so they wouldn't have any toxic masculinity.
Yeah, mantis do that same shit, too. The female mantis.
Yeah, she eats his head.
They clap their head.
Like, babe, you want some head?
They clap their heads. But, yeah, bro. I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of double standards in society, bro.
No, of course.
This is why, I don't fuck with feminists. I would never claim to be a feminist. And the reason I would never claim to be a feminist is because feminism is not about equality anymore. Now, I agree with first wave feminism, but with third wave, nah. Oh, and speaking of third wave feminism, I got a perfect topic for y'all. How do you feel about transgenders in sports? Male to female transgenders in women's sports.
Now, that kind of depends, you feel me? Because I'm gonna be sure.
Hi, Jamal.
I'm gonna be super.
Say
How do you feel about male to female transgender women in sports?
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the guy who fucking was pretended to be a woman and lied about it. He didn't.
It's just a bunch of cases, but yeah.
But there's a main one out there where this
You're talking about Fallon Fox.
I don't know his name.
It's Fallon Fox. It's
There's a guy. I heard it on the Joe Rogan podcast. He got the transgender thing done, the procedure or whatever, and then he joined some type of MMA. What are they called? There's like Bellator, there's UFC.
Yeah, it wasn't Bellator.
They're not called. It was clubs, are they? Like a league.
You're talking about Fallon Fox.
Right. Anyway, so let me explain just in case people don't know. So he ended up joining an MMA league or something like that, and
he bashed the
fucking destroyed these women when
he actually broke a woman's skull.
Yeah, he actually did that. And then they found out that that person used to be a man, but
they never disclosed it. Yeah,
and they never disclosed that they used to be a man.
But
so my issue with that is here's what I gotta say about that. My issue about that is, I don't care if you want to fight women and you're transgender. I don't give a fuck. You want to fight all women? That's fine. Hold on, let me finish. If you want to fight all the fucking women in the world and you want to be the UFC Bellator women's champion, that's fucking fine with me. If it's entertaining, I'll watch it. But your fucking opponent, your opponent has to fucking know who they're fighting.
Agree.
Their opponent, the women who are fighting this transgender fighter, have to know that they used to be a man, or their medical history or whatever. They shouldn't just go into the ring and say, okay, where's my opponent? No, they have to know that this person used to be a man.
Yeah, so here's what the problem with that came, because this person did not disclose that they were previously
Your mic
a
is
man.
cutting in and out. Your mic is cutting in and out.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know. So here's the problem, right? That a lot of people were saying was that this person did not disclose that they were previously a man, and this person was bashing women's skulls in, but
literally,
yeah, bashing women's skulls in, because he actually
no exaggeration.
He actually fractured a woman's skull, but that's not the only case that's going on right now. So a lot of the pushback that's coming on from the transgender community, or just like the alphabet people, I like to call them the alphabet people.
Like what's the
LGBTQIAIP, the alphabet people, because they got like 20 out of the 27 letters in the alphabet. They got like 25. So the alphabet
Dave
people.
Chappelle said that, motherfucker.
I never said he didn't say it, but listen. So the alphabet people. So a lot of the alphabet people and a lot of their surrogates, what they're saying is like, oh yeah, like transgender women should be able to compete against biological women in sports. But it's like, why? Like, you heard about the guy in Australia who he was a man and he was a power lifter, and he was like mediocre. And then one day, the dude's like 35, 36 years old or something like that. One day he decided, I'm a woman, and started competing in the women's what do you call it? In the women's division. And this dude broke like 5 records in one day for powerlifting for women. He just said he never went through therapy. He just said, I'm a woman one day, and went and broke 5 records or something like that.
Are you talking about? I
don't know the dude's name, but
yeah, I know who you're talking about. He broke mad records, and then they stripped him of
everything. They stripped him of everything, because they're like, yo, you're not an actual woman, like whatever. And then there was this other one. You know about that?
Angel says that
you know about the case.
All right, so that comes down to let's just talk about transgender in sports then.
Athletics. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. Yeah, so you heard about the kids with the kids in the high school? So
wrestling?
No, not the wrestling one. The one in high school, they run track, right? And in track, the girls, they're like whatever, they're running, and then like there's the 2 boys, they were mediocre on the males track team. They identified as females. Now they're first and second every time on all the races, and they're breaking the girls' records, and they're taking scholarships away from girls. They're taking legit scholarships away from girls and opportunities, because the girls can only hope to come in 3rd and 4th and 5th or whatever. They cannot hope, like, you're not coming in 1st and 2nd. Those already the transgenders are taking that position. They're taking those spots.
Okay, here's what I think about transgender in sports. I think, fuck, man, it's hard. Okay, so professional sports.
What do you mean?
There should be professional sports. There should be their own. What's it called? Not subject.
Yeah. So you know what's crazy?
Because they should have women's, men's. Well, I also think I'm gonna get to this, because this is kind of a belief I have. They should get women's class, men's class, transgender class, and then a mixed class.
Yeah, but how do you have a transgender class when there's not enough of that in the population to make it something that's gonna be shown on?
It doesn't look like it now. They're in the news every fucking day.
Yeah, because you know what
people in the news every day with having to do with sports. They're out there. They're just.
We're not saying that they're not out there. I'm saying.
No, I know. I'm saying, but like, here's the we want to be fair, right? Why not just make a class for transgender?
Yeah, but so the whole argument that a lot of these trans activists talk about is they say that transgender women are real women. So why are you going to exclude them from competing against women and because they're women already, like they're just in the wrong body. Like, no, motherfucker, like you.
Okay.
No matter what, I don't know.
That ain't it. That definitely ain't it.
But that's what they argue for, though. They
Yo, you're gonna have to
legitimately-
ban Max from the chat because this motherfucker's talking.
I don't
about
even
shit.
know what the fuck is he saying because I'm not
You're
on.
not on Twitch. You're not on Twitch.
I'm on the Facebook one. Yeah, you got the Twitch one.
Okay, so fuck, here's what I think. It's so hard because whatever, you're gonna hurt people's feelings, but listen to me. Transgender is not the same when you're a man who turns into a woman. You're born a woman. Biologically, you have different scientifically facts proven studies. This is not I feel like this, so you can't say no. This has nothing to do with feelings. This has to do with facts,
science,
and fuck science. Yes, if you were born a man and you want to be transgender and you change your and you want to be a woman and you change your physiology or whatever it is, and you have a vagina now and you have woman parts, it doesn't matter. You don't have fucking ovaries. You don't have these things that women have. Vice versa, same thing. A woman who wants to become a man, they're not gonna have testicles inside the fucking. They're not gonna have the same hormones. They're not gonna have all this other.
Well,
shit
actually,
that
they do have hormone pills.
I mean, yes, they can have the
no,
fucking,
but it's not the same.
pills and other supplements and shit like that. So
here's
not the fucking same, man. It's
so
not the fucking same.
So here's the actual truth. It's not. I mean, you can have the hormone pills. You can have whatever.
So if you want
it comes down to how you developed as a child. When we as humans hit puberty, women, like men, start developing testosterone at a much higher rate than women, right? And then women, they develop estrogen. They do whatever, and so we're built very different. So our bones start growing thicker, bigger. Right. You know, we develop fast muscle fibers like twitch fibers. We have like it's not even comparable about like when it comes to physical prowess of on how men develop versus how women develop, right? So if you're a man that you went, let's say, 30 years throughout your whole life, you know, as a man, and now you're a woman, you already developed as a man. You already have all those advantages that a woman never got. Mm-hmm. You already have all that. So if you have all those advantages, just because you take, testosterone cutting pills or whatever, testosterone blockers, is not going to change all the advantage you've already had for 30 years of your life. It's not going to change it. So regardless of what the point is, unless you transition since you were a fucking baby, which I think that's child abuse, by the way.
I personally believe the same thing.
I believe it's child abuse for a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old or 4-year-old, even a 7-year-old.
I mean, that's a whole different subject.
Yeah, to tell you, oh, I feel like a fucking transgender, and then you go ahead and put them on fucking pills and shit, or whatever, and then you fucking switch them sex. But unless you started transitioning from when you were a baby, you're gonna always have those advantages, regardless. Another known fact. You know that in sports. I know, at least in basketball and in the NFL, women are not banned from competing.
What?
In the NBA and the NFL,
they're not banned from competing. You know why women don't compete in those leagues? Because they're not up to men.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah,
they're not up to. They can compete, but they're not up to men's levels. You're gonna put a fucking 5'4" woman that weighs fucking 150 pounds on a fucking football field to get ran over by a 300-pound guy?
What about kickers in the NFL?
Yeah, they can do anything. They're not banned from it. They just don't do it because they're not physically there like men are. They're not as physically as strong as men.
All right, let me change this subject because I feel like we've been talking about the same things. Or like very similar things. Let's get something new going.
Yo, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Say what you gotta say, Randy. Get it out your chest. Now you done with this shit? Man, turn this shit off, man.
What you mean turn it off?
You've been playing this whole fucking time, man.
Yeah,
you ain't
because
even
y'all been sitting here arguing. Bro, every time I try to talk, you cut me
All right, let's
off.
talk about something I know that's going to hit
you.
real close to home. We're going to hit real close to home. Let's talk about Randy and like video game addiction.
That's exactly what I was about to talk about, actually. I was about to talk about video game addiction, but I was going to talk about like like
What's up?
like, isn't it like crazy? Don't you guys think like it's crazy how video games have progressed? Like, I'm over here playing Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and I remember playing for the Nintendo 64, fucking Ocarina of Time, and it's just crazy to me because I feel like
that game was lit.
Ocarina of Time was one of the
Ocarina
best
of Time
games
was like
I've
the
ever
greatest.
played.
That was like Super Mario 64 like type.
So
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what my favorite my first experience with the Zelda games were for the Game Boy Color, man. I used to have a Link to the. I think it was no, I didn't have it for the Game Boy Color. I'm lying. Or did I? I don't remember.
I remember you had it for a Game Boy because I played it and you.
So
used to
I
hate
did
me for
have it,
playing
but the game was corrupted, man. For some reason, I don't know if the disc came out like that or whatever. But it was. I will get to a certain point in the game where, after that point, the game would just be corrupted and you had to start over. There was no getting past that point.
You should have just made
It was like
creepypasta.
it was like a boss because I even tried that on an emulator, and it was giving me basically the same thing, and it was kind of weird. I always found that weird, and I always thought that maybe I just bought the wrong game or I don't know. But that was the very first experience I had with the Zelda games, and then like I had told my wife when I first got my Nintendo Switch was that I wanted to buy the Zelda game. And then we ended up buying it. He's been playing it more than me because this man's been hogging up my Switch, but I'm going to have to slap him
First
and
of all,
take my Switch back.
I've been hogging up your shit. I literally asked him if I could use it, and you're like, yeah, I barely use it.
Yeah, I never said you couldn't use it. I didn't say you could hog it.
Now I'm hogging up his Switch, even though he's like, yeah, I barely use it.
That's Gil's Switch?
Yeah, that's Gil's Switch. I didn't think, like, it's low-key. The Switch is low-key a console. I think Nintendo might be like actual geniuses when it comes to console making because
Nah, they flopped on the Wii and the Wii U, man.
no, they didn't flop on the Wii. They flopped on the Wii U.
No, they definitely
They
flopped
didn't
on
flop
the
on
Wii.
the
bro.
It was the Wii U, I think.
It
Yeah,
was
I think
just
it
the
was
Wii U. The Wii was a.
That's
the
the
Wii,
handheld one, right?
Yeah,
that was
the
trash?
Wii was the
Yeah.
Wii was a family favorite console for a lot
For
of
like
people.
a year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, what do you want? Like, I'm just, what do you want, bro?
It was a fan favorite for like a year. That's it.
But because you had things like 3DS coming out at the same time. You had 3DS and all that other stuff. But
How you doing, Theo?
But yeah, so like I was saying, yeah, bro. I think Nintendo is a genius company because they like to think out. Like they do things that are outside of the box. Like when they came out with the Game Boy, that was an outside of the box kind of thinking. Because the previous handheld, I'm pretty sure that there was a handheld that came out before the Game Boy, right? It was it was made by
Yeah.
Man, I can't remember that.
Not
shit.
before the original Game Boy? No, I don't think so. Not a handheld before the original.
Let me look that up.
Bro.
History. You don't have to look it up there. Handheld consoles. The world's first handheld game console equipped to... No, that's...
what was it?
Why is this shit in Spanish?
Okay, here the Atari Lynx.
Yeah, Atari.
The Atari Lynx, yeah, that's what came out before the Game Boy. So Nintendo basically took the idea and made it better, and I feel like
Okay, here's the Atari Lynx right here.
because the Atari Lynx, I'm pretty sure flopped.
Oh yeah, that shit was garbage.
Yeah, that shit flopped very hard.
And they had the Bitcorp Game Mates.
Yeah, but Nintendo wasn't afraid to put it out, and I like that's why I have to respect Nintendo. It's the same thing with the Wii U and then the Switch. Like the Switch could have.
Nintendo is so fucking amazing. I love that company.
The Wii the Switch could have been a big flop, but you know what I'm saying. But they put it out anyway because they were like, yo, you know what? We're gonna try something new because people, and it worked. I feel like the Switch might be one of the greatest consoles to be released of its time. It's simply for the ingenuity
it's
of
innovative.
it.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing that I personally don't like about Nintendo. It's they usually try to innovate and it's cool because they do a lot of like gimmicks, but I feel like they're still stuck on that. Their consoles are made more for kids as opposed to adults. They don't realize that their core fan base, the ones that built the Nintendo brand, were us. The late 80s or 80s and 90s kids. Not these 2000 kids. Now these kids are just playing on their
I mean,
fucking,
they still
they're
have to
playing on their
cater. They
fucking
still
phone.
have to cater. They still have to cater.
But
to
you got
all generations. You want to make money, and you don't want your business or your company to keep on.
Let's be honest. Who has money right now? Does a 5-year-old have fucking money? 6-year-old, 10-year-old, 13-year-old.
But here's the thing with that, Gilbert. Though here's the thing with that, Gilbert. Now, you have
but their parents have money.
That's what I'm
their
saying.
Parents, mommy and dad, I want that. They pay for it.
It's not even that. It's not even that, bro. You gotta think about it like this, Gilbert. At the end of the day, you're saying that they gotta they're catering to children, but at the end of the day, who has a Nintendo Switch right here and buying their games still?
What games you have?
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
I'm talking about my generation. I'm saying
What games
we
do you have
made
for Switch?
Nintendo.
What games you have for Switch?
I have Mario Party. I have
no Mario Kart. We didn't buy Mario Kart.
yeah. I'm sorry. I have Mario Kart 8. Link. The fucking Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. I have Pokemon. Fucking what was it? Shield.
Notice how he literally has the exact same games
that he
grew up on, and then he's over here complaining that they're catering to kids.
You're not even understanding my point.
What is the point that you're trying to make?
My point is that if I grew up on those, of course, nostalgia will bring me back to those games.
Exactly.
So I'm going to get those games.
Yeah, that's the.
But
gimmick.
the kids now have no connection to those systems. All the kids now are worried about is the next fucking Call of Duty. How many motherfuckers can I kill one time in a map?
I understand. I understand that.
I know what I think is the future. Let's change the subject a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead. Digress.
What do you want?
No, go straight.
Mobile games.
Mobile is not the future, man. Nah, never.
Everybody has a phone.
Yeah, but
PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile.
Yo, speaking of PUBG Mobile, you trying to play some PUBG Mobile, bro? It's been a while since we hit that, bro.
I love
we gotta
PUBG
hit that
Mobile.
one more time. Anyway,
PUBG
so
Mobile,
good.
Call of Duty Mobile, Hearthstone.
Call of Duty Mobile,
Hearthstone,
League of Legends,
Mobile. Okay.
All of the League of Legends games. Apex Legends. Apex. Yeah, that's called Apex Legends.
yeah.
Fortnite. Everything's on mobile.
So
it's
you
the
know,
future.
I don't think
it's the
Apex Legends
future.
is on mobile.
I don't know if
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
No,
It's
it's
coming.
coming?
It's coming. Yeah. It's
so
coming.
It's
the future, bro.
Mobile is actually, believe it or not, mobile is the biggest market, but not for the games that you would think it is. They're the biggest market for those cash grab games like fucking what's that, Candy Crush, where you gotta
all the games
like
I just said. PUBG skins.
I'm saying
Apex Legends skins, cash
but
grab, guns, all that stuff, bro.
I'm saying that that's not the biggest market on the mobile. On the mobile side, the biggest market is those pay to win games, basically like those.
That's gonna change, man. I'm telling you, that's gonna change.
It is gonna change because once So you gotta understand it like this. The evolution of it is that they're giving you this game, right? They're giving you this game. And now it's like, all right, yo, this is a much more fleshed out game, and it isn't pay to win. So why am I gonna play this pay to win game? You know what I'm saying?
I think
exactly.
I think the industry will not evolve. I think the industry will not evolve until we have some, like, robust enough connection or like a system of connection where like you can
internet, Wi-Fi?
Internet wise, where you can go anywhere and play, where you don't have to worry about shit, I might lose connection if I move to the next block. Because, for example, like where I'm at now, where we're at now, shit, we got decent connection here around the house. Like, and we're not talking about the Wi-Fi, right? We got decent connection, like just regular mobile connection. I literally can go to the next block over and I have no connection, 0 bars.
Yeah, Fort Hood sucks like that. Yeah.
Why you had to say it like that? Why you think I said what I said?
I
don't want people to know where I live, man.
How big is that place, bro?
Huge, but that's besides the freaking point.
I got you. But anyways, I think mobile's the future, man. That's why all the studios are heading there, man. 10 years, 10, 20, 30 years from now, how do you think phones are gonna look, bro?
They about to look.
I mean, yeah, they might look the same now, but how many kind of add-ons? They got the Switch for the phone now. The Razer thing for this, it looks like a Switch controller. Yo, it's crazy. It's literally Switch controllers for a phone. It's insane. So you can play Fortnite on it and everything right now.
All right, but you know what I think is gonna put a lot of people off? Americans, at least Americans, are obsessed with screen size. A lot of people not gonna look at a Switch and then say, "Oh, I want to play that same game on my fucking 5-inch screen phone, bro."
I don't know.
After I just had a 13-inch screen or whatever. You know
I think mobile's the future because it is the most available to
because everybody's got a mobile.
People. But everybody's got a phone, man.
But then
that is the best market to be in. Not everybody has a Switch. Not everybody has a PlayStation.
But then
Xbox, a fucking PC, even a laptop. but every fucking body has a phone, bro.
But then you also have to think about specs, because for a game to be successful,
my phone has more RAM than that laptop.
No. Listen, well, that's not what I'm saying.
My phone has 10 gigs of RAM.
Can you let me finish my point?
Go ahead, my bad.
I'm not saying, I know we're top of league because we got phones that, we got top of the line phones. My point is, majority of the world doesn't own a top of the line phone. They don't even own. Man, look, you advertising for Razer? I'm Razer, give us a shout out. We here if you want to pay us some money. You know what I'm saying? Podcast.
He's about to get us sued.
Majority of. About to get the whole podcast taken down. Razer has taken your podcast down under copyright claims.
Imagine that shit. That'd be crazy.
So Razer, not Razer. I'm sorry. So majority of people, they have like medium phones, not like medium spec phones or lower end phones, and so a lot of the companies have to be able to make a game that suits for all of those, as opposed to making one game.
The developers have to use the technology available to the public to be able to make games. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So it's not gonna be like, oh, we're just gonna make a one-size-fits-all mobile game. They have to make it all kinds of resolutions that runs on all kinds of platforms, as opposed to something like, you know what I'm saying, like the Switch, where it's like, okay, you're making a game for the Switch, and it works for the Switch, and that's it.
So I just feel like developing for mobile is also going to be a lot easier on a lot of companies, because they don't have to worry about like certain things, like, oh, we don't have to worry about this and this and this, like you said. So we're not just developing for the Switch, or we're not developing for the Xbox, or we're not developing for this. You know what I'm saying? We're developing for mobile, which I feel like is going to be a lot easier, because the file size is much smaller, and You get what I'm saying? It's like it's.
I mean, look at PUBG Mobile. PUBG Mobile. I think is a perfect example, because you can have the phone I have, the Razer Phone 2, with like 10 gigs of RAM or 8 gigs of RAM and a really good processor, and run it at like HDR quality, and it looks amazing on my phone.
And they have
120 FPS. But then they also catered to the like less.
The plebs. They cater to the plebs.
The plebs. Where it's like you only got like 2 gigs of RAM. You could set the settings lower. You'll have like 30 FPS, which is like fucking fine. But still, like, they're still catering to those people who don't have like the latest generation phones.
Yeah. No.
So that's just so much money in that market.
Here's another thing. Like, I mean, in my opinion, at least, when it's going to come to mobile, unless you have peripherals, like how you said, unless you got that little thing for the Switch that comes for the phone, you're not really going to be making much moves, because
I think phone companies, he just dropped his phone. I think phone companies are going to like eventually start incorporating like gaming phones. Like there's going to be like a regular office phone,
just
and then
the start,
like gaming
bro.
phones.
Yeah. 20 years ago, how old were you 20 years ago?
He was like 8.
Me?
Man.
I was 8.
Yeah. So 20 years ago, man, it was 2000. I wasn't even born in the year 2000. I was at 1986. Bro, there was not a mobile phone in sight, bro. And now we have TVs in our pockets, bro. That's insane, bro. Mm-hmm. Think about that. In 20, 30 years. Now, imagine 20, 30 years from now.
Okay,
that's insane, bro.
So let's deviate from the topic a little bit, because I actually have a question in regards to that. And it's like a hypothetical question. Like, what is some technology that you look forward to the most? Like something that you wish would come true, like in the next 20, let's say 10 to 20 years. Like something that's like revolutionary type shit.
VR. I wish VR
No, but like real life VR you're talking about?
That's all.
I'm talking about Ready Player One type VR, where I'm logging in and I'm with my boys. I'm like, yo, what up, Gil? What up, Max? What up, Randy? And we all about to go raid this place. And like, I'm like blocking, and you're like throwing lightning bolt.
Or like Call of Duty, for example, or something like that.
Or like Call of Duty, where we're like, we practice in a glass house. Like, when we go in.
The thing with VR too is that I feel like it's such a good, it's just such a great idea.
We're at the beginning only.
I know, bro, and it really sucks, because we're gonna have to wait a couple more years till that shit really becomes popping.
We're at the phase
with no knees.
You remember You remember back in the day, before you were born, because I know it was before I was born, they had these fucking brolic ass cell phones that would look like
the bricks. The bricks.
They were like this big, and if you were rich, you had one. They were like on Saved by the Bell and shit.
Yeah.
Zach Morris had one. Bro, that's the phase that VR is in right now. The big ass brick phase, where it's like everything's huge and wired, and like 20, 30 years from now, we're gonna have fucking yo. Hold up, you want to play Counter-Strike? All right, let's go. Flip something on and we out. And then we just playing Counter-Strike on the N train, like murdering terrorists and shit.
You know how many games can be made for VR?
That'll be lit. Right now, I think the best games for VR are a specific genre, and I think that's horror. And that's the only reason.
Yeah.
Only horror. Horror games are probably the most fun because they're like right in your face and shit like that. I don't think anything else. And like Beat Saber, that shit.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
That shit looks cool.
Honestly, bro, no lie.
But they're simple games.
The technology I look forward to the most is like, no lie, like holograms, but like portable holograms. Shit you can carry in your hand. Like you just point your phone. Like for example, let's say you give me a call.
Like you see Star Wars where like they have the little holograms.
Yeah, and you
like,
just like you give me a call and like I talk to you and it's like you're full person, bro. Like some shit like that, or you just carry in your hand, like, or like. I don't know, man. Like, let's say I don't know why Why
are you laughing?
This guy's an idiot, bro. You're banned.
Nah, listen. So, think about it, bro. If holograms do come out, bro, you definitely got to be careful how you pick them shits up, bro. Because if you're taking this shit, it's slow for you.
It's the same shit like a phone.
No, because if you're taking a shit on a phone, like I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I pick up like, yo, what's good, this and this and that. But if it becomes like a hologram thing, it's like,
no, but I'm not saying
like it
that
shows
it
your
has
full
to be...
person and you're just sitting there.
No. It doesn't have to be something that's automatic, something you opt into, like something that you be like.
But it's holograms for communication for
not necessarily communication, like even for like. Anything like holograms, like even to play fucking games. Like let's say they have Pokemon and you want to play Pokemon, but you want to play that motherfucker out in the street because you want to feel like you cool and they got the holograms out in the street and shit. You playing Pokemon, it just feels like a real battle.
You know what'd be lit? You know what'd be crazy?
That would be lit.
Say they have Pokemon Go, right, in the future, and like it's the same shit as it is now. You go walk around and you see on the map on your phone.
Yeah.
But this time they give you like sunglasses or some shit like that.
You can see
or anything.
Pokemon,
or wrist, an Apple Watch. Something that doesn't cover.
Yeah.
That's not covered. So your Apple Watch or your Samsung Gear or some shit is out. So you're walking around and then it pings on your phone. Yo, there's a Pikachu nearby. And then your watch will project a fucking Pikachu right in front of you.
And you gotta walk to it.
Oh shit! And you go up to the watch, to the Pikachu, and you fucking capture it with your phone. But you can see a fucking Pikachu
and the Pokeball going
right
out
there. Yo, I go to Prospect Park right here every day, or Central Park, and just be catching Dragonites and shit, bro. That should be lit. Or you're walking around and says, "Oh, there's a Charizard nearby." And you just look up and your watch projects a fucking flying Charizard.
You wanna know
how lit would that be? That shit would be crazy.
It would be lit. It would be lit. You wanna know what I don't need for
and then Pokemon battles on the street when you're like, "Yo, why you looking at me? Pop off, bro! Show me your Pikachu, bro. What's good, bro? I don't even fuck with Pikachu. Charizard all day."
That shit would be dope, and then you link your phones, and then the holograms come out, and like you just fucking battle, like that shit would be dope.
Then you have the problem of like gangs and shit. Like
what about
Pokemon, real life gangs.
Pokemon gangs?
You have IRL, Team Rocket.
Give me your Pikachu.
They won't take your Pokemon; they'll take your Samsung watch, and you'll be like, "Yeah, I'm out later."
Or like, how about with that shit?
Not
just Pokemon too, but like Yu-Gi-Oh and shit, man. Doing like, you know how Yu-Gi-Oh, like when they had the
but I think that would be easier because like take your cat card, like your card. I could not even cat cards have them shits anymore. Debit cards and shit have those little chips.
The chips, cat cards do have the chips. What are you talking about?
Cat cards definitely still have the chips.
No, I'm saying
he has a reservist cat card.
Oh, you fucking those little chips in you don't have a chip, a debit card with a chip or a debit card?
My debit has a chip.
Even those have chips in them. You can make fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards with little chips in them and shit. And you could just boom, 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 and you could duel like on a special table where it shows.
Yo,
that'd be rough, man. Because you would have to program every like fight move and shit.
Hey, but motherfuckers will make a lot of money because a lot of people will invest a lot of money in that shit. Like, if you want to have the latest and greatest,
there's got to be like an augmented card game out there.
I'm gonna go back to you on that whole horror genre thing with the VR, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I can't be playing horror games by myself. Like, it took me like a solid 6 years. Bro,
I'm a bitch too.
Yeah, bro. It took me a solid 6 years, bro. 6 years to fucking play Call of Duty Zombies by myself. Like 6 years, bro. From
Call of Duty Zombies is not scary.
That's what I'm saying. That's how much of a bitch I was when it came to like horror games, bro. And God forbid you put Dead Space in my fucking
Dead
thing, bro.
Space
That
was my
fuck
shit,
out of here, bro.
The first game I was scared of was probably Doom when it came out for PC. I played that shit.
Word? Why were you scared?
Then they had Doom, not the original Doom, the remade. The first Doom that looked like upgraded graphics, the good one. Because there was a part in Doom where like all the lights went out and you had to use your flashlight, and then you can't shoot. You can't have your gun and your flashlight at the same time. So it was pitch black if you put your fucking flashlight away to shoot something. It was fucking scary.
That's what I be talking about, bro. Exactly. Like even now, and like Minecraft and shit, bro. Like Minecraft, like
you're scared of Minecraft. Get the fuck out of here.
Listen, bro. Listen,
this
bro.
guy's
Listen,
a
bro.
clown,
Listen,
bro.
bro. Listen, bro. Hear me
You know
out.
what? I'm
Hear
not
me
your
out.
brother anymore.
Hear me out, bro. Hear me out. You see how shallow he is? Anyway, but hear me out, bro. So Minecraft before was dumb easy to play, even like the Nether and shit. But now, like they be having some weird ass noises just come up out of nowhere, bro. And that shit be like, yo, what the fuck is really going on here, bro?
Nah, for something.
Like, and it's not just Minecraft. It's like any adventure game, bro. Like even Zelda, bro. When I was playing the remade Ocarina of Time, bro, and you know how you go into the future after the shit was destroyed by Ganon, and they got those motherfucking zombies in the little front part, like right when you leave that church, the Temple of Time, bro. That motherfucking zombies scared the shit out of me, bro. When the motherfuckers was yelling this shit, I was like, oh fuck no, I'm out of here. Like
yo. So the only time I ever get scared of something when it comes to like, just in general, is when like shit comes out like all of a sudden. Like for example, like last night, man. I don't know. You didn't hear me, man. But I went to the kitchen right to grab a water from the fridge, and there was a big ass dengue mosquito on the like flying around the fridge. I was like, yo, I actually got a video of it. I'll show it to you later. I actually got a video of me trying to kill it, and it didn't die the first time. Then I had to stop and like walk back because I didn't see it no more. It was crazy, but it's gotta be something like sudden. I don't get scared off of.
No. Nah, I mean, usually I don't either. I'm not gonna lie. There's only one thing that's gonna scare me if it doesn't come out of nowhere, bro.
What?
And that shit is a fucking centipede, my nigga. Yeah, my man's.
Yeah,
So
I don't fuck with centipedes,
bro.
yeah.
I can't fuck with it, bro. That shit has way too many fucking legs, and them shit. And it's like a millipede is fine. A millipede is fine because it's like, you know what I'm saying. It's reserved. Like the legs are all reserved, and when it walks, it looks all gracious. But centipedes, them shits look like they fresh out your nightmare. Like them shits just got like, man, fucking. They look like they're gonna run up on you and shit. Like bro, I can't fuck with them shits, bro. They just look like if one of them shits bit me, like I'd die. Like I'd turn to goop.
Hell no. And there you go. You said it again, man.
I think it's that time because it's already 8 o'clock.
Yeah, man. My homeboy's over here getting a little too feisty.
My fault, bro.
Nah, you good. We'll edit that. We'll edit that out. But hey, shit. So we're done for the day. We'll be back on next week. I'll be posting
Sunday,
the links
5
for
p.m. Central, Eastern.
Yeah,
6 p.m.
it's 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Central, 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Don't forget
We'll
it, bro.
be on next week again, talking topics, and we'll work on his man's language. It's all good. But thanks for everybody who joined us. Thanks for watching the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
When are you catching this?